told them there's going to be a call out. I'm sure it won't take long before Labour joins them. And by the grace of God Almighty, we will all empty into the street and ensure that go they will. If they will not listen appropriately, if they think that anybody is going to allow them.
Do you think that this government is not listening?
No, I think this government is sheer irresponsible and incompetent. Nobody has time for putting and powdering their face anymore. What do you think they are doing? Do you know what's going on in the country? Do you know how many lives have been lost as a result of their useless policies that doesn't make sense? What kind of person who calls himself an accountant would not know that a nation that is so export dependent, you got to manage your exchange rate, how by crook or by means, or whatever means. What kind of person comes onto a chair? He has not even looked at the books. He doesn't even know what is there. He doesn't, it's gone, it's gone.
But the president had told Xi Jinping, the Chinese president, he is a reformer that is trying to take a painful route in reforming the economy and the nation.
Thank you. For a man who's using our money to be buying new jets, for a man who's buying Escalades bulletproof, for a man who's spending money like he's going out of fashion, is that how Deng Xiaoping managed China before he got to Xi Jinping? Is that how China Mama? He's not reforming anything. He's just wasting everybody's time and creating chaos. And he's trying to get national anger to get to a point. It will be a boiling point. Let me tell you, my dear friend, everywhere you have seen a tipping point where people have just said enough. It has always been one senseless government policy after the other, with their lackeys coming to say, oh, it's okay. You are forgetting that we're talking about human lives here. We're talking about people's hunger. We're talking about the cost of living of the Nigerian people. What is their excuse? You are telling us now that, oh, NNPC that can say they are bringing a profit of, is it 3.7 trillion as their profit? At the same time, this is madness. This is sheer arrant madness. And we have been screaming about this NNPC since forever.
With the way it's going, this government will lose in 2027 if it decides to be on the ballot.
To lose to who? I mean, I wish them luck, but that's politics for you. You can see that, it's never easy, to actually get a country to get better. It's the things that we're used to. Okay, you can see several initiatives in that area. It's the things that we're used to and our habits. Are we ready to change it? Because for example, now the average life of a Nigerian, we know that we don't like the tough life. We want to flex, we want to do our parties, we want to spend our money anyhow that we wish. We want to drive big cars, we want to have several of them. We build our houses from scratch, and that's why the president, you see that is big on the issue of credit. To as a way of reducing corruption, you build your house from foundation to the roof without borrowing 1 naira. None of your friends who live abroad who have jackpot can do. They can't try it. You get a mortgage for 30 years, you pay. In my sojourn around the world, I tell my friend, I've never seen one of them who finished paying their mortgage. I've not seen one of them. Because usually by the time, if you are even the very strict type, you pay for 10 years and you have equity of $100,000, you want to take it, there's something you have to do with that $100,000. You're back to square one. People die and leave mortgages for their children to start battling with, Look, so our life is different here. So we have to be careful what we're asking for.
But the agitation that is growing now, can your party and this government survive it?
What agitation are you talking about? This is political agitation as far as I'm concerned.
You don't think that the reality, they are real economic...
No. I've been able to show you right here, if you would review this video, that indeed the economic part of it, we're getting out of it. This is not the time to agitate about the economy. I'm giving you that. And I put the responsibility back from federal government. I've actually brought the state governments in, local governments in. And I've also brought the private sector in, including yourself, including your platforms, including the other places, to say that, look, this is the time for you to think about all of these, younger people. What are you doing for them? If they are where they were last year, is unacceptable because your company is not where it was last year. I put the responsibility back. So I don't see what you're talking about in terms of economy. Now we can only say, okay, you know what, let's get constructive. How can we mentor?
But the narrative is not in the favor of your government.
How can we the narrative that's painted, maybe because the media sentiments, but the election will not be done in the media. If media sentiments is aligning with opposition,
can the government survive
it?
Can the government survive it?
I don't see you remove Tinubu in 2027. I don't even see where you're going to start.
With an article?
It's going to end up in frustration. Honestly, they don't even have a platform anymore. Which platform are they using? Where are all those parties? How can they pull together? So unfortunately, the media
is that why the government is not very serious about?
Oh, come on, so that's why the media seems to be aligning with their sentiment. But I'm telling you, even though the media may not be collecting,
aligning with the sentiments of the people of Nigeria, the voices of the people who are feeling the brunt.
When did opposition become the voice of the people? They can't be the voice of the people.
It's in the leg of democracy.
The people
opposition,
are wise. And apart from people
civil
who have
society,
social media,
the media.
I have a message for especially the younger social media savvy people. I'm going to tell you the truth. You may not find it very palatable, but the truth is the truth. For those of you who are positive, if you curse your country, you get a curse back. You know, if you bless your country, you gotta get blessed back. This country, look, the best place for anybody to do business in the world is in the country where they're from. I did business in the United Kingdom for more than 10 years. I've done business in the UAE. I've done business in the US. I've seen that, look, where you're from is what matters. Rather than, we should build this one that we have, rather than chasing what doesn't exist all around the world. Please, you know, so look, it's not as bad, you know. Don't let anybody, and I'm talking to very young people, don't let anybody come and wind you up and get you angry for no reason, such that you now begin to wear the negativity around your body. In fact, the fact that people have jackpot from this country, the truth is that they've also created a lot of job opportunities. But again, for those you can see, if you can see help yourself, think about the course you're doing. You know, if you are the type that can go to university, be sure that you're positioned for you to be relevant even in the future. There are still things that are continuing to be relevant. We can project for 10, 20 years, even in spite of artificial intelligence. The people who are in medicine, in engineering, and all of these people, they never, you know, they are never sitting at home. They're never idle, you know. And apart from that also, you have to ensure that, you know, when you get into, you get serious with yourself. If you get involved in, if you let yourself be carried away, some people let themselves be carried away, then they start to do drugs, they start to do all sorts of things, and that actually takes you out. How many drug addicts are in Nigeria? So if the drug addicts, if let's say they have 1 million or 2 million drug addicts in Nigeria, they come together and say, oh, we're suffering, when the problem they have is actually the drug addiction, which some of them have refused to kick. You know, so are we going to condemn Nigeria on that
what
basis?
I will ask you on the final note,
and I say no, before that one, I'll also say there's opportunity in the technical area. Do you know the ordinary welders? We can't find good ones in Nigeria. We need good ones. And there are institutes. And even in Udu here, I shared something on my social media on Facebook the other day. In Udu here, there's factories where people who are, you know, people who are in the fashion area, they want to sew something. You can walk in there, pay like 2,000 every day, do all your sewing in that place. Who cares? Medan is the one running it. People have deadened their senses to the possibilities and the positives around them, and it's just so sexy for you to come in front of a light, say the government is terrible. I say, okay, let's go and rant for 30 days. It's great. I just put out another article now, which I started with the fact that, look, it's great to rant. It gives you some sort of catharsis. You know, takes it off your mind. You can even blow. And when you blow, you can become a sensation. And then you can be paid by YouTube and paid by Insta, paid by Facebook for being a wonderful social media person. But it cannot take away the need for you to be pragmatic, to be a pragmatic thinker, and to think for your life, and keep your head down, because again, you know, everything takes a process. If Shehu is successful today, Shehu, you've been at this for more than 25 years. I've been working for about 34 years now. You know, so if I happen to have 1 or 2 naira today, which, well, I'm not rich yet, but I'm okay where I am. I'm just okay. But you have to think about the trajectory that I've followed up to where I got to here. But is anybody teaching all these young people this thing? People don't care anymore. We assume they know it, when in fact a lot of them just need a very good lecture in personal financial management and personal effectiveness. You, as a boy, you've gone to school, you put tattoo on your neck. Which bank your oil company is going to employ you?
In 2027, you'll be forced or prevailed upon to hand over to the North after just one term in 2031, which will not be enough for you to fulfill these electoral, let me just make the point, these electoral promises. Whereas if you worked with a one-term Northern presidency in 2027, you'd be more likely to scale through in 2031, assuming the North keeps to the agreement. Does that sound like a reasonable proposal to you? Because you mentioned Yar'Adua, who came into office. He had to come into office before he started trying to change things.
Charles, the president that is there today, how many years has he stayed? 2 years. And you could see where we are. Look at the turn of things in 2 years. That means that you can change things in 2 years. If I was there in 2 years, Charles, then you would have seen considerable change. In critical areas, I would have tackled corruption head on. I would have reduced cost of governance. And you will see it. People will feel it. And those monies invested in critical areas. Our primary health care today, I told you, 70% are not functional. And we spent over 35 billion in conference center. Which conference? Who is coming for the conference? You need to invest your money properly. Just you have been seeing more borrowed money invested in critical area. We, a country in Bangladesh, with 148,000 square kilometers of land, is producing about 60 million tons metric tons of rice. And us, with over 6 times that size of land, cannot do 10% of that. Charles, there's room here. You talked about devaluation of Naira. There's nothing wrong in devaluation. I would have done something. I would have allowed the Naira to float. But I would have done it in an organized manner. There will be productivity. The idea of devaluing your currency, allowing it to float, to be cheaper, is that you have productivity so you can export, so people can come and buy. But when you don't have productivity and you devalue your currency, it's double whammy because you have nothing to sell. So I would have injected money in productivity. Today, nobody is producing anything. Somebody told me a few days ago, said, oh, they've removed there's no more tax or this or some of the manufacturing inputs and everything. And I said, no. How can you manufacture? How can you do business when your interest rate is over 40%? Yeah, one of the biggest costs of manufacturing today, cost of production today, is interest rate. Just nobody borrows money at over 40% to do a business that is shared. You can only borrow, it's only government that is borrowing that amount of money at that cost. So you need to do the right things, and you can do it.
So what would be the thrust of your attack then on President Tinubu in 2027 that might tip the balance in your favor? I mean, you've talked about, the economy, you've talked about democracy, the rule of law, which you say suffered a setback. Given all that, what would be your strategy to erode confidence in the president and convince the Nigerian people to go with you rather than him?
It is not enough that your aides are running around. You, who is the main person, have to have an idea, be competent, have the capacity, have the compassion, the energy to do the job. It is not something you can lease out. Governance, leadership, is not something you can just hire somebody else to do for you. You are the leader. You should be the one answerable to the people, doing the right things. You're the chief person, and you should be in charge. We have too much of delegated responsibility here. That shouldn't be.
Very briefly, because we're fast running out of time, we've got less than 5 minutes now. Are you going to stick with the Labour Party, given the disarray that's in the party?
The disarray is caused by government.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter who caused
No, that's what I'm telling you. Yes.
Are you going to stick
I'm in
with
Labour Party. I'm in Labour Party.
And are you going to stick with the Labour
Well, I'm there because I'm there. It's not something I can tell you now. I am there today. And as time go on, just if it changes, I'll tell you. But I remember on Labour Party. And these are one of the things I said I would do. I will make sure that parties work. I will protect democracy and make it work.
Some would say Labour Party isn't working under you.
No, it has nothing to do under me. I'm not the one running the party. I've been involved in all this. If government today is democratic and they want democracy to thrive, all these things will work.
Right.
Put me anywhere.
So you can only make the change if you're president.
I've told you, Charles, I saw this we had a problem under Yaradua, for example, in my party. He told it in front of me, told the INEC chief, I don't want all these party issues in front of me. I want it to be happen, but I don't want all this. So you have to say you're democratic, practice it, believe in it, whether it favors you or not. Because that's what you want. You want to build a better, decent society that is organized.
Right. Okay. We've got a couple of minutes left before we have to go, which is rather sad because I'm enjoying talking with you. Before we go, after what's been clearly a rather depressing discussion about the future of Nigeria, cheer us up with one thing that could make this country look better to the world.
Well, Charles, I wish I can tell you. The only thing I can tell you is that it is what is happening can be turned around with a competent leader that has the capacity and compassion to serve. Because we have low-hanging fruits. There's nothing in following the rule of law. There's nothing in ensuring orderliness. There's nothing in fighting corruption. You know, people say it's difficult. It is not. If you are not involved, you reduce it by 50%. There's nothing in investing in critical areas of development. We're borrowing money. Every left, right, and center. Invest that money properly. Tell Nigerians, come out, Charles, leaders come out every day and address their people. I will make sure I address Nigerians at least once every month and tell them what is happening. They want to know. I want to visit the universities and tell them what is happening. I want to tour the states and see for myself what is happening.
Welcome back, my people. So now don't see this everything go on for inside the video, and now see how the northern man verse come out. They complain about the hardship, and I don't see how APC member where we say they talk like blah blah blah. And I don't see everything where we say they talk now. Where the man they talk say and why they no one employ youth be say some of them they draw tattoo for body. It's not everybody that draw tattoo for body now. Maybe they no can use that one as excuse. Maybe they know they use anything like that as excuse, because this country now country where we say if you do well, like they go they praise you, but if you do bad, nobody go praise you. Now so this country called Nigeria, they bet the way some people like they do be say okay, once they don't get one small opportunity, they go and carry everything go their own side, and that thing go just make sense for everybody, because all of us are Nigerians. Even some Yorubas now, even many Yorubas now, they enjoy this Tinubu government, because Tinubu now na person we say he don't focus on only his own family. Nothing concerned now with anybody from inside this country. Even some Yorubas they complain, Igbos they complain, Hausa they complain, Fulani they complain, and Middle Beltian they complain. So how can you like say that okay, this kind of person will feel rule us for 8 years? This thing that is happening under Tinubu administration now, it has never happened under anybody administration before. Even President Muhammadu Buhari, where we talk about that time, he own can't do better past this Tinubu. And when President Muhammadu Buhari we didn't complain say make the next person where we say won't come, make no come was pass Buhari. Now we see everybody they pray for that time, but now we don't see how it be now. So we can see that okay, Tinubu own is worse than waiting Buhari even though. See this country, but make we leave tribalism aside, make we leave religion aside, make we carry person where we say okay, we will manage us, rule us well for inside this country. Because of the way this country is going, this country is turning to something else now. The way this country is going, me now any day website I wake up, I go the fear to even go outside of this country. Like I know if you come or go outside because my shares now, so my shares with the do bing bang. So make una just arrange myself together so that una go carry a person where we say go fit control this country well, because the way this country they go now. Although me I'm not trying to like support anybody, say okay, bring this social person, but this Peter Obi, let me say now this is so, and I don't see the kind of person where he be saying be. I don't see how he do for Anambra. If you say no do for Anambra where Igbo people for not come out come support and die, but as they say and say he do well that time, and he made them come outside support them. So my advice on una we say they could not try Peter Obi, because many persons now don't see now only him go fit save Nigeria. Maybe like give and time. I don't hear everything Peter Obi talk inside this video say even if not only 2 years in rule this country, he go make sure say he go like do better things for this country now, waiting he promised to do. So my advice for una be say make una just try him and see the output that he is going to bring. Now my advice for una today now be that, and you will say the hear me now that today be your first time here, please like our video, share our video and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.